$6.74. $6.74. Talk tonight about something we briefly talked about a couple of Sundays ago. Just came up in part of the Sunday sermon, and I thought we'd go into it a little bit more tonight. Talk briefly about scams. So it's kind of our public service announcement / invitation tonight. It's really it's a hot topic these days. People getting scammed, and it seems like it's more and more. And you just hear about it more and more. And, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that we're so easy to get to now through our phones that we have on us at all times. We talked about that a little bit the other night also. Um, there's an old saying that says a fool and his money are soon parted, but that's not Proverbs 21:20. What Proverbs 21:20 says is there is desirable treasure and oil in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man squanders it. So that's kind of talking about waste more than anything else, but it also could be talking about just mismanagement of what you have. So that seems to happen a lot today. Um, it's not really also just mismanagement. I think we unfortunately are too trusting, and that's a shame to have to say that, but it's just the way the world is going these days. We can't trust people like we used to. I think I've mentioned before. My great grandmother was born in 1897, and she lived to be 96. So she was around till I was about 20. And I never remember a door being locked at her house, and never remember having a key to her house. That there was no need for a key because she never locked the doors. And that's how she was. That's how she. That's how she thought. And luckily, nothing ever happened. Nobody ever came into the house, or she lived alone most of the time up in Gallatin, and nothing ever happened. I don't know that you would be so brave today as to just leave your doors open. I wouldn't be. I work at home alone, so I'm at home by myself during the day. I never, I never leave the doors unlocked, and even have a camera pointing out front to see who might come to the door because you just don't know anymore, unfortunately. Um, but there's another idea here, and that's that in 2025, anybody can be parted with their money, and they don't have to be a fool to do it. And in fact, scammers want you to feel embarrassed so you won't ask for help. They want you to feel like they really pulled one over on you and you're just not smart. And you see a lot of people on the news, they'll tell their stories about things that have happened to them, and they're greatly embarrassed. They feel like they should have known better. But what they don't understand is these people are getting smarter and smarter, and they know how to manipulate people. I thought it'd be helpful to just quickly run down, common scam techniques that we have today. Um, there's blackmail scams, and this is from a government website warning you about different kinds of scams. A blackmail scam, something that they say they have something that might embarrass you, something that they're lying about, but you might fall for that. Maybe they'll catch you. Maybe you've done something embarrassing. They don't really know it, but they've make you think that they know it, so they trick you into sending the money so they won't share it. Charity scams are a big thing. I used to get them a lot more when we had the regular phone. So this one's kind of changed, but they would always be like the firefighter association, or something you've never heard of, something that doesn't exist, but it's somebody trying to take money, in the name of something that they're not really raising money for. Debt collection scams where they try to get you to pay for things that you don't really owe, but maybe you don't track your money well enough, so they trick you into that. A new one is what they call a grandparent scam, where they can, sometimes match your voice in using AI, and they call the person using your voice that they've pulled off maybe an internet video or something like that that you publicly posted somewhere, and they make it sound like you're in trouble and you need money sent to you. So they trick an older relative into thinking this is real, and that actually happens quite a lot. An imposter scam, and I put Miss Jury Duty. This is where they call up and they say they're the government, or you didn't show up for jury duty, so now there's a warrant out, and you got to pay this money, or we're going to come get you. And there's also stuff people send through the post office. We get them here, as a matter of fact. We get these letters here at the church saying that we need to re-register our website through this directory that doesn't exist. And it's $200 a year, but it looks like a bill. So if somebody's not paying attention, they might send this place money, and it's just a scam. So they're doing that all the time. That's actually the mail fraud. I did add that back in. So the mail fraud, and the imposter thing, they're pretty close together. And finally, romance scams. These are people who make you think that they befriend lonely people on the internet, and they'll just send them money and stuff. It's crazy. It's really crazy. But if if you're susceptible to these kinds of things, you may fall for it. And I know, hopefully, none of us in this room are being scammed, but you might know somebody. I know people who have just lost money, given away money, and it's just a shame. And you can't convince them it's a scam. They really think that they are dealing with real people sometimes. So it's very hard to get people out of this way of thinking. And these are really the red flags, I call it. And especially, we do a lot at work to try to let people know, if people email you, not to fall for these things, because, working in technology, we see this all the time. And they really go after people in certain companies. And anytime they ask you to pay with a gift card, that's a red flag. No, especially the jury duty scam is a big thing that the sheriff's department wants you to go get gift cards. I don't know that that's how you would pay the sheriff's department, but the wire transfers, money transfers, payment apps we have on our phone, you can just click money and money's gone, and you can't get it back once you've sent it to somebody overseas that you think is down the street from you or something. And finally, these cryptocurrency, there's like Bitcoin machines in stores. I think Kroger either still has one or had one. And you can go right to the ATM and send your money to some foreign country, and it's gone forever. And that's how they trick you. They hope you're going to act immediately. And the faster they can get you to act, the faster they can take your money away. We have all through the Bible examples of stuff like this. Genesis 3, of course, I'm just calling it the first great deception. Starting in verse 1, it says, "Now the serpent was more cunning than any beast of the field which the Lord had made." And scammers are the same way. They understand what they're doing. In fact, in India, there's businesses that they're there to scam you, and they have call centers and everything else, and that's their job, and they're good at their job. And if they call 200 people and only trick one or two, then they've made plenty of money for their day. So it is a business, and they train to do it, and they train other people to do it. That is how much money there is to be stolen out there. So just like the serpent, they are very cunning, and they know how to trick people. And of course, we read in Genesis 3 exactly what happened, and we live with the consequence of that first great deception. So in Psalm 118, 8 through 9, it says, "It's better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man. It's better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in princes." So, we have to think about even everything that we learn in the Bible, and learn from these examples and apply them to our lives. And, unfortunately, I think that also means not being as trusting today as we used to be, and being vigilant. And we read in 1 Peter 5:8, it says, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, walks around like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour." There are the criminal element is out there, and it's as close as your smartphone. It's as close as your computer. There's your email account, and we are just wide open to just thousands of people like this who are looking for that next dollar. And if that's us, if they can trick us into giving them our dollars, then they're going to do it. So that's really it. It was a short one tonight, but I thought it was a good idea to just sort of bring this up, just because you might know somebody, and sadly, I know people that have, like I said, given away thousands of dollars. It's sad, and to come to find out eventually they realize what's happening, but it's too late. That's money is gone forever, and you seem to see it on the news every night. So if you know somebody that is tied up in something like this, definitely want to say something. And I think we can be good examples, as Christians, in the way we handle stuff like this, and the way, hopefully, as we live our lives and as we do what we need to do, we're better examples, and hopefully, maybe the world will go in a more positive direction. But I thought it was just kind of interesting to think about all of that. I know that was pretty short. Hopefully, everybody will be safe in the winter weather that's coming up. First big snow we've had here in a long time, I think. I know last year we had a brief big one, but it seems like this one might be even bigger. So hopefully everybody will be careful and we can see everybody on Sunday. If you do have need of the invitation tonight, please come forward while we stand and sing this final song. There's a great day